Hello everyone, it's your dude, the fam dude, and welcome to another Genshin Impact video. We are today doing a character analysis video on our new girl, Xinyan. I love her. I love the way she looks. She's already a rock star just in the first 10 seconds of looking at this. It's beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and try her out, take a look at her skills, her constellations, and give final thoughts on whether she is worth leveling and keeping, or if she's just a waste of space. So character description. Upon casting her elemental skill, Xinyan will swing her instrument, gaining different levels of Pyro shield based on the number of enemies hit. At its maximum level, the shield will continuously deal Pyro damage to the surrounding enemies. Xinyan's elemental burst will literally blast her opponents with a sound wave, which is followed by a trail of scorching flames. This attack deals physical and Pyro damage. Nice to hear. So they just confirmed that the burst is going to do both types of damage. So E. So tapping it does a front wave. Oh, look at the sound. Oh, that's so cool. Look at the visuals. It's like those that old school Windows Media Player like visual effects. Let's see, holding it down does. Okay, it's a little bit wider, but I don't think that there might not be much of a difference between the two. So let's look at our talents first. Dance on fire. So it looks like no special things there. And spin to win. So probably going to be based on weapon art. Okay, that's nice to know at least. Sweeping fervor. She brands her instrument, dealing pyro damage to nearby enemies, forming a shield. So level 1 ad lib is hitting 2 enemies. Level 2 is lead in, hitting 3 or more enemies, grants a shield. And level 3, rave. Okay, that should be down there. Rave, which will also deal intermediate pyro damage to nearby enemies. So you're gonna want to stack them up. Okay, I see how that is. Show the following special properties. When unleashed, it infuses Xinyan with pyro. It has 250% damage absorption effectiveness. So she's like Beto, but with pyro. Okay, gotcha. And she stacks with defense, so that makes sense. So I already knew that the shield was going to be influenced by defense. So I have very specific artifacts put aside already for this girl. I kind of hope I pull her, because she's going to be beautiful. Riff Revolution, her burst damage. It launches nearby enemies and deals physical damage to them, hyping up the crowd. Sheer intensity of the atmosphere will cause explosions that deal pyro damage to nearby enemies. Pretty simple. The show goes on even without an audience. Decreases the number of enemies sweeping fervor must hit to trigger each level shielding. Level 2, leading requirement reduced from 1 enemy hit, and level 3, rave requirement reduced to 2 or more. Okay, that's actually really good for her, because I mean, sometimes it's going to be hard to hit, 3 or more enemies. Especially when you have, crossbow users in the distance and whatnot. You'll have to... Yeah, this would be a lot better. Now that's rock and roll. Character shielded by sweeping fervor. Deal 50%. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay, her level 60 skill. I should say the ascension skill from 60 to 70. This is going to break the game. You're about to see a whole lot of Diluc playthroughs and a whole lot of Monas. They're going to have that Sweeping Fervor buff as well as Benny's buff. Oh, God. She's going to be support material 100% now. Done. She is not an attacker. She is 100% support. I'm calling this now. 4 minutes into this video right now. You're going to see people putting up on Genshin Impact forums, on Genshin Impact videos, why is she so good? And the one thing they're going to say is, look at this skill. They're going to point this skill out. They're going to explain why it stacks so well with their Kaching, with their Diluc, with their Jean, with their Klee. This is an all-around buff with physical damage. Make sure you know it's not attack. It's physical damage. It's going to be what that normal attack up there is and what charged attacks deal. But that, on a fast sword user like even Chi-Chi, putting this on Chi-Chi means that her heals are more effective now. because her damage is how she heals. So it's because, oh my god, you guys don't know how crazy this is. You can literally go from Benny to Xinyan to Chi-Chi to heal, or go from Benny to Xinyan, get the fervor, and then switch over to like Eugene or anyone else, and just take advantage of the attack bonus, the physical damage boost. If you have if you have Benny and Xinyan on a team, that's automatically an elemental buff with 15 with even more attack boost right there. But having 2 Pyros on a team, you can do stupid amounts of damage. I think at this point you can go full Pyro team with, like, if you've got lucky enough to have Diluc, Klee, Homegirl here and whatnot. But oh, that's crazy. A rad recipe. Perfect. Okay, so she does defense boosting dishes. So Shangling is the attack boosting dish. Cook. This will be a defense boosting dish cook. I think she has the same recipes as Noelle, though. I think she shares that defense boosting with Noelle. I'm afraid to see Constellations, honestly, guys. She's already pretty good, in my opinion. What could we do to make this girl even more broken? Fatal Acceleration. Upon scoring a critical hit, increases attack speed of Xinyan's normal and charge attacks by 12%. Can only occur once every 5 seconds. You can have her constantly... Oh my god. Stack crit on her, guys. Stack crit. Oh, I need to go do some fucking farming for new artifacts. I'm going to drop the F-bomb because I have to. If she scores a crit and you have Constellation 1, she can be the fastest swinging Claymore user that is in this game. Short of using Razor in his stupid form, and by stupid I mean in his wolf form, I think she just beat out Razor in his wolf form. Like, holy hell. Impromptu opening. Riff Revolution's physical damage has a crit rate increase by oh my god. So it's guaranteed to crit and will form a shield at shield level 3 when cast. Oh my god. So C2 makes her do even more damage and guarantees a strong shield. Okay, so Sweeping Fervor by 3, alright. Sweeping Fervor's swing damage decreases opponent's physical resistance. Oh my god. And then that just stacks even more damage for your fucking Diluc, for your Benny, or whoever is your main DPS. Because now, if you level this girl to levels 61 or higher, then the shield gives you a physical damage buff. If you have Constellation 4, it gives your opponents a physical resistance decrease, so you're doing even more damage to them. And then it's just rinse and repeat with what I was saying earlier. Add Benny's damage boost. You know, throw Barbara in there with the Thrilling Tales for extra attack if you want to, just to really make it, you know, twist the knife in there. Whew. Priest level Riff Revolution. What is her C6? What can they possibly do to make this girl even more disgusting? Decreases the stamina consumption of Xinyan's charge attack by 30%. Additionally, her charge attacks gain attack bonus equal to 50% of her defense. Oh, man. They're trying hard to make her a DPS, and I can't see her as a DPS. I don't want to see her as a DPS. If you can make her... If you can have her artifacts centered around attack percentage, defense percentage, and crit rate, have all that, or at least have the attacks and defenses on the flower, and then everything else run attack percentage, you know, crit rate, defense, and defense percentage, you have her set. It's so easy to build her. There's one cookie cutter way to build her in general. For weapons, you could throw the bell on her. I probably wouldn't throw bell on. I would say probably, I mean, God, what could you do? The bell might actually work really well, honestly. You know what? I'll show you the weapons in a second. I know which one would be perfect for her. At least for support. So let's see. So her E, hit 3. Okay, so it's a slow tick, but it still ticks. And then you can just easily go in there. God, she is broken. Okay. Okay, that doesn't last very long at all. Her burst does not last very long at all. There's a long cooldown on the... Okay. I'm starting to see a couple of things I don't like already. The fact that there's a long cooldown... That might be a deal breaker for me. Alright. Now, I did talk to my boy King Ty. If you don't know, I have a friend here in the community named King Ty. And, he actually pulled Xinyan last night. And on the night before, I believe. One of those two. And, I gave him a really good idea live on stream. And that's this. Take Geo Traveler. Since this update is all about Geo Traveler really anyways, let's be honest. Okay, that was weird. Take Geo Traveler. And then use Geo Traveler's burst to create like that ring. And then pop Xinyan's burst to create like a Hell in a Cell kind of situation. Where your enemies are definitely going to be stuck in that circle, and they'll take the full pyro damage. I'm kind of disappointed though. She has such good sounding skills. Everything stacks so well, but that burst lasts like nothing at all. Like even Diona's burst lasts far longer than that. Like they're gonna need a buff for burst. As far as weapons go, Prototype Animus, if you want to go ahead and build her attack, definitely go that way. I wouldn't worry about Rain Slasher. Sacrificial Greatsword might actually be a good option, because that shield has a long cooldown. I noticed that right away. That shield has a long cooldown. And you already have to damage your opponents with your elemental skill anyways. So I see Sacrificial Greatsword being a good thing for Xinyan. The other option, if I head back to Mondstadt real quick, I believe it's called the White Blind. Is the other claymore that you can make besides the Prototype Animus to boost defense. Now I want to make sure, because I'm thinking about it, but I want to make sure I'm right about it. I'm doing this 100% off the cuff. I have not done any research. But White Blind here. It increases your attack and defense. So this is actually really good, because you can sit here, take a couple pot shots with White Blind, then go ahead and hit your shield, then switch out, and your shield's gonna have more shield protection. You're gonna have a higher attack for at least her. So I think her best in slot for a 4-star non-baller spender will be the White Blind. I don't even think Prototype Animus, I don't think that's even worth it. I'm going to say for her, because of that shield, and because of everything else, keep her as a support, throw White Blind on her, that we can boost her shield, and then take that shield, transfer it over to your Diluc, or any other character, and that shield's going to be what keeps you with more damage, with the physical damage buff. And if you got the right constellation, keeping that shield active is what keeps everything else taking more damage from both the shield effects and the constellation effect. So White Blind, yeah, White Blind is definitely the way to go for her for a weapon. As far as her artifacts are going to be hard, because when talking about Zhongli, we came down here and we were talking about, oh, go ahead and get retracing Bolid. While that will still be good, but we don't really need shield strength. What we need for her, I'm gonna say I'm gonna lean more towards pyro damage. So I'm thinking Crimson Witch of Flames. Or what you can do, let's see, where was that? I think it's over here. No. Which dungeon was I in recently? Defender's Will. Here you go. Here we go. Defender's Will. So I would say do a 2-set with the Witch of Flames, then do a 2-set of Defender's Will. Now, what I was saying earlier was that I actually had some that I pulled aside. So for artifacts that I was looking at to giving her, like I have Lava Walker's Epiphany. I was pulling up defense, attack. I was holding this just as a 5th piece. But I have the Witch's End Time here. So attack, defense, energy recharge, pyro damage boost right there. Let's see. Who puts cryo damage on a Lava Walker's Epiphany, honestly? And then I went ahead and I got this feather for the defense and crit rates, and there's the pyro damage right there. That's a good way to go. I kept a lot of these babies here. So here's a hat here, defense on it, pyro damage boost, crit rate and attack. That crit rate's going to be better than I thought. This hat right here is, I wish it was a 5-star, but it's a 4. So I mean that's really, really good. But here's what I was looking at right here. So defense percentage as the main stat, defense in here, 2-piece defense. This goblet would be beautiful on her, as would this headband. Defense, attack. So if we pull her, we're definitely throwing the Guardians set that the defenders will. And we're going to be working with some of the fire pieces here to try to get her AoE damage and her burst to do, hopefully do a little bit more damage before we switch her out and put her into the main character. So that's what I'm going to do personally, is go Defender's Will and go with the Crimson Witch with maybe a sprinkle of, well, I guess I can't run this goblet if I don't want to run that goblet, I mean. I might run the Sands of Time here, the Sands of Eon. But we'll see. We're going to be doing a lot of pulls here, so we might get her. I'm going to be trying to get Razor here in the next couple days, so stay tuned because we're going to be doing one massive wish session for the month. And I'm going to try to get as high constellation as I can of Chongyun, Xinyan, Razor, and maybe I'll pull out the Zhongli. I'm not going to say yes, because I did just pull out my boy Tartaglia here. We were lucky enough to finally get him towards the final countdown there. So, but yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know down in the comments if there's anything I might have missed, whether it was a weapon that you guys preferred to, you would prefer to use on it, on Xinyan, any artifact ideas. You know, if there's any criticism about how I can make this video better, let me know in the description below, and we'll go on from there. But I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you found this helpful. All I know is she's going to be amazing. Like, final thoughts, she's an amazing support. You want to stack defense. You want to stack attack if you're going to be using her for actually doing some damage. Otherwise, defense and elemental mastery might be a good option. That way you can throw in some extra elemental reactions with her, as well as using her for support. You want to keep her shield up as much as possible, so stack defense, because that shield is your bread and butter for boosting your main DPS. So keep that in mind. I think right now, as far as my weapons that I can give to her, I'm going to be looking, if I do get her, on giving her my Sacrificial Greatsword, just because her shield has so long of a cooldown that if I want to actively use her, this is probably going to be my best option. But other than that, I think that's about all I can I could think of right now. As far as a good team composition, I must say her, Benny, your main DPS, and Barbara. If you're gonna go for major damage, you want to do a little bit something a little bit funkier. Then maybe throw her, Benny. Maybe her, Benny, official, because everyone just got. Well, everyone should at least get the official from the official event by now. So, her, Benny, official, and Barbara maybe, and then just have Benny be the main DPS. Because Benny he may be a baby to Luke, but boy, that baby to Luke can slap. So, but yeah, feel free to join the Discord if you want to talk more Genshin Impact. But that's all I have for you today. Go ahead and check out the other character analysis videos if you are interested in learning about other characters. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.